Yes, you're probably right. It doesn't get much worse than that. Unless somebody tries to kill me. Again.
You're still alive in one piece. It's a new day and the sun is shining. Like Tomcat always says, bruises build character.
Do you know anything more about Tomcat?
They say he's a master swordsman, but a real joker too. He loves showing off to girls.
Do you think Tomcat might teach me a few of his tricks?
No offence, but compared to him, you're a bit of a lightweight.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if he can handle a weapon, I'd be happy to train a little with him.
Well, one of the guards tried to take him on and came back whipped like a dog, moaning like he'd been broken in two.
Well, sure. If he's that strong, I'm not surprised.
More like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't know. Or at least that's what the poor man said.
How does he show off for the girls?
With his muscles. He breaks logs with his hands. He even let himself be run over by a loaded hay wagon. Crazy. But to be fair to him, he sometimes helps people. Stanislav's sheep fell into a pit one time.
And Tomcat pulled it out?
And, not just that, he crawled down to get it. And when he found the poor thing had a broken leg, he carried it on his back all the way home.
Where might I run into Tomcat?
In the camp by the tower. That is, by Rock Tower Pond. He watches the camp for the nomads.
Should I watch out for them?
No, I don't think so. They mind their own business, but strangers usually mean trouble for them, so they're careful. Try not to stare too hard and hold your tongue, otherwise Tomcat will show you some of his other skills.
Hey, you. What's your name, anyway? What do you do?
I'm Bara. Just Bara.
Looks like you know your way around here pretty good. You're from here, right?
I ain't. I'm just passing through.
Where are you headed? If you're only passing...
For work. To the city. I'm tired of serving landholders. They all promise the moon, but then you're eating stale bread, cold porridge, and a nary a groschen in sight. With the city folk, it's bound to be better.
Why exactly are you helping me?
Why? Why? I've been in the ship plenty of times, and I know how appreciated.
You said you were going to a city.
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know anybody there. In Kuttenberg, at least I have a cousin.
Aha. So you're going to...
Well, but I won't be troubling her long. Just until I find a way to make a living.
You're something...
Nah, I usually find work with someone, stay for a while, and once I save a bit, I move.
Then why are you begging?
Sometimes I collect herbs for the apothecary, or help in the tavern. But I'd like to go somewhere else, so I'm scraping up whatever I can. But on the whole, you could say I'm a traveller, or a nomad. But don't say it too loud, the locals don't.
Why?
Because they're different, and it scares people. They travel from place to place and take their home with them.
I'd like to see what their homes look like.
You can go and see them, just don't stare too long.
What do you want to do?
I'll find something. I'm not afraid of work.
Don't get your hopes up. The city can be a pretty dangerous place for a girl on her own.
You mean they don't hand out groschen by the bucketful? And the streets aren't full of roasted stuffed geese? I appreciate your concern, but I have to get to the city first. That's going to take me a long...
I'm practically naked.
At least you're not walking around bare-arsed.
Ah, very funny. I'd rather you tell me where I'm...
And what do you have in mind? Brocade and satin, a monk's robe, or perhaps Sir Brunswick's armour?
I could use some armour. Proper, like, for a knight. And no rusty junk.
And...
Well, yeah, I don't look so good. But I swear I came here in armour.
wow. And,
That's a long story.
well, you can hardly buy new armour now. But you might find something in the town hall armory. Although...
Thanks. These'll come in handy.
just don't get yourself caught again.
I really need something to wear.
I
I have no
The hell you will. This is my Here you go. I'll skip supper. It's partly your doing anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, don't start crying. You'd better...
Damn.
Don't exaggerate. This province is small.
Still, it'll be faster.
There's a stud farm in Semin, renowned far and wide.
And which way is Semin?
Southwest from here, not too far. There's a road goes right there from the green. Just go down the hill. Once you see the walled farmhouse, you're there. Though, I'll be a queen before you can afford a horse from Semin.
Do you know where I might find a...
Betty in the tavern lets people sleep in the...
I'm not going near that tavern. I'll catch hell.
If you find some work, maybe you'll get a...
Oh well.
Don't worry, you'll manage.
Good day to you.
Welcome. You can buy everything you need from me. But a few days ago, when I was returning with new goods, the horse got... I salvaged some things, but the rest is now in the pond.
Were there any valuables in there?
You bet. Lord Semin ordered all sorts of delicacies and precious spices from me for the wedding feast. And for Taylor Bartishak, I was carrying expensive fabrics to make dresses for the occasion. If you only knew how much coin I spent on this.
And where did the wagon tip?
On the roads near the Katchak Pond, beyond Jelioff. I can't tell you how much it still pisses me off. But what can I do? Me too, but what?
I wanted to ask you, what's on the other side of that nearest hill? I'm not from here, and I'd like to get my bearings. You look like a merchant to me, so you probably know best.
Ja, natürlich, you are not from here. Everyone around here knows that, after what happened in Betty's Tavern. Aber das ist deine Sache. That is your business, lad. Also, what do you want to know?
Where can I find a church round here? I'm surprised you don't even have a small chapel in the village.
If you want. Die Rettung deiner Seele, junger Mann. You have to go through the forest to Aujetz, and Herr von Berger does have a chapel in his castle, but it's not for commoners like you. We do not go there either. Und warum auch? The gravedigger Ignatius takes care of burials outside the village, and weddings usually take place without a local priest. No one wants to pay the church more than they have to. Das ist ja wohl klar.
Can I find other...
Zum Glück nicht, junger Mann. I'm the only merchant here around Trotsky. Oh, natürlich. There are plenty of tradesmen here who sell their goods. There is Bartosz, the tailor. He lives at the other end of the village. The apothecary, Emmerich, lives across from me. They are hand in glove, or more like hat in hat.
What do you mean by that?
Nichts weiter. Just that they play at being educated men. Along with the scribe Geibel, they are always studying some Latin tracts. But of the three, perhaps only Geibel knows Latin, if he really does at all.
Is there anyone else here?
Oh, yeah. Beyond the tailor's house on the edge of the village is where Bashka the butcher lives. Opposite the Rathaus, the rest of the villagers are just peasants, and you are already familiar.
Is there anything else?
Certainly. Stirring up trouble and sticking your nose into other people. Here in the village, we don't care much for outsiders. If any do come, they...
I understand that, but we were ambushed by bandits. So...
Ach so, ich verstehe. The woods have been full of all men. That is all because of the war.
So you've already heard about these bandits?
About those ones in particular, or about others. Every time I go to the town, the bailiff must send an armed escort with me. It makes life difficult.
So the roads aren't safe?
Ja, das kann man wohl sagen. Herr von Bergo should do something about it at last. But Herr Otto spends more time in Prague than here, and Chamberlain Ulrich...
Where do you go for wares?
The closest is Sobotka, the biggest Gichin, what you call Gichin. Half of that one belongs to Herr von Bergo.
Is it far?
Das kommt darauf an. It takes all day on foot. Wenn du was brauchst, the goods I have here will have to do you. I do not think you will get to the town anytime soon. Tschüss, mein Freund.
Hail. Good day to you. Greetings to you, friend.
Praise the Lord.
God bless you.
Telling about how you were Sigismund of Luxembourg himself. See, that wasn't so hard.
God bless. What would you like?
As the local scribe, you know a lot of things, right?
I'd say so. In this province, not a squirrel farts without my knowing.
Right. So, if I needed to get something...
Depends on what you're looking for.
No, don't worry. I'm just looking for some armor.
Armor? Well, unless you want to join von Burgau's retinue, I don't think I can help you. But try Radovan, the blacksmith in Tachov. He might at least sell you an iron helmet.
You don't know of anything better?
Aha! So, the good man is a connoisseur, eh? And how would Prince Brunswick's armor suit you?
Whose armor?
Oh, it's just a local legend.
What legend?
It's Arduous. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that.
Oh, come now. Surely you're not going to keep that legend to yourself. Do a fellow scholar a service.
Youngster, being able to piss your name in the snow doesn't make a scholar out of you.
I beg your pardon?
All right. No need to lose your temper. I'll tell you. In short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Who exactly was...
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for...
Really? How is it that...
Perhaps because he never... Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms, for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Could you recount...
Well, Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country had an eagle, so he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful...
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home. Still, he loved her very much. So he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
Then what happened next?
Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup. So it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom. But the lion took care of that.
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armour?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armour, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever... Do you want to hear it?
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the all of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armour gleaming still.
Uh-huh.
Answers come to the wise, kicks to the stupid.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Well, thanks a lot.
Hold on, I'll give you something else. Sir George, who previously owned the armour, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too. But he died of the plague before he... I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armour, but this is certainly true, because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it, as a keepsake. And now, go.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
Greetings, Master Guard. What happened to you?
I'm in big trouble.
How so?
I lost a letter. A very
important letter. I was supposed to deliver it to my master by tonight.
What was in the letter?
I have no idea what it said. But it was my master's beloved who sent it.
Oh, so it could just as easily have been a lewd verse.
I don't really care what was in it. The point is, I don't have it.
Do you know where you might have...
I haven't the faintest idea. It must have slipped.
Would you like me to help?
There's no point now. I've been on the road for 2 days as it is.
You should have been more careful. Losing the one thing you're supposed to deliver.
I know. So I forgot to check my bag this morning, all right? But now it's gone, and I'm fucked.
I have to be going. I hope you find the letter.
Me too.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait! I have an idea. Punch me in the face.
What?
Smack me in the gob. I'll say I was ambushed on the way and they took the letter.
I'm sorry. I have no intention of pummeling you from...
Suit yourself. If you don't want to help...
Hey, fella, stop off for a bit of a chat.
God be with you. God be with you, noble sir. I'm Henry of Skalitz, and I serve the Lord of Lipa.
Sir Kunesh of Belevitz, poor as a church mouse, but a free man once again.
A free man again? What happened to you, Kunesh?
Ah, the greatest of misfortunes befell me. Figuring out this war is a job and a half.
Aye. This feuding between the royal brothers...
Precisely. I gambled on Jobst over Sigismund a few years back. Only his Hungarian cavalry soon routed us, and I spent 2 years in captivity.
You were held captive? What was it like?
Hardly wondrous. But what irritated me most was being powerless to do anything. It's all those blasted Hungarians. They can shove my silver up their arse and then lick it and kiss it for all I care.
I totally agree. Sigismund is holding his brother...
What a bloody awful affair this war is. In my day, men would fight with honour and intent.
My sentiments exactly, Sir Kunesh.
Why, young man, I see you stand with Wenceslas, eh? I tell you, though, he's the one who dragged our land into this mess.
How so? It was the Hungarians who captured you, wasn't it?
Because I was a fool. But I've realized that the only competent king here is Sigismund.
I disagree with you, sir. Sigismund is a scoundrel.
That's what often happens. Still, for the good of the country, I'll side, especially considering what a drunkard and fornicator...
Wenceslas stands up for his people.
When...
Sigismund's no king. He's nothing but a murderous thief.
What? You're not a noble, but what do I care? Making you skip and jump will amuse me, whelp. Fucking hell! I'm all yours!
You're a dead man! You know that!
Cut the bullshit and fight! No chance! Oh, Christ, you've got some energy! Well, lad, it was a good fight, but you have been bested. You fought honourably, but you lost. Next time, be more careful who you challenge, you hear?
What brings you here?
It's time you all heard the truth. We've survived drought, we've survived floods, plague and fires, and failed harvests. But now we face a far greater catastrophe. You all know full well what I'm talking about.
No, don't worry.
Cities.
I'm fine.
Everyone here knows someone who has moved away. For a better life, they said. But what's the truth? Every city is a hotbed of sin. People live one on top of the other. Everyone's dreaming.
How are things going here?
The land is good. Apart from those assholes up on the hill, that is.
What do you mean?
Fucking duck of bastards. They're getting above themselves.
Do you want me to help with them?
Trust me. I'll make it worth your while. What do you say?
I might be able to help.
All right. Listen up. Up on that hill over there, it's tackled. All I want you to do is to go over there and give them a taste of their own medicine. We'll make some mischief and have a few laughs while we're at it. Well then, will you help me?
Why not? I could use a good laugh.
Listen up then. Those naughty Takavite bastards have this nice maypole in their village. They're so proud of it, you'd think it's a gift from the king himself. Especially Project. Nothing would teach them a lesson better than stealing it and putting it up on display here. Just to spite them.
So all I have to do is take their maypole and bring it...
Aye. But be careful no one sees you take it. It'll be even better if they don't even know it's missing. Besides, if they catch you, they'll beat the shit out of you. So...
All right. I'll be careful.
Excellent. But even if something goes wrong, don't go clobbering anyone over the head. Understand?
You want to do what to him?
Piss him off. You know, mess with him. For stealing our maypole and our pasture. But remember, no...
Of course. I wouldn't hurt a fly. You can...
But go ahead and talk to Project. At least you'll see what an asshole he is.
Why don't you like the tuck?
Because they're wankers. Arrogant wankers. Think they're above everyone else. But mainly, they stole our pasture, which has belonged...
How does someone steal?
Like a prick, that's how. Behind Takov, there's this strip of land leading toward the pond. It's supposed to belong to us. For grazing, there's an old tree there, and everything between the tree and the woods is ours. I was there when it was decided. I was about your age then, and you can bet your ass I...
They beat you up under the...
You bet they did. That's just how we agree on something like this. We take a young lad and give him a good pummeling, so that he'll remember in case the others forget. And we pick a young boy because he has a good memory and, God willing, still has many years in front of him.
Aye, you're right. I remember...
I don't like this. It's not usual for her to be gone so long.
Has something happened?
My daughter, Pavlena. Remember her? She was here when I was healing you two.
I remember.
She's missing. It's not like her. She goes to Troskovitz to sell baskets, but she knows I can't manage on my own, so she never stays away. These old eyes of mine can't see nothing much. Pavlena has to take care of me. She's a good... I'm very worried about her. What if something's happened to her? God forbid. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I've no one...
All right, good wife.
Thank you, Henry. If I was you, I'd ask in Troskovitz. That's where she was heading last time I saw her. And you can look in the hut in her place in the loft. She keeps her things there. My old legs ain't up to climbing stairs, but you might...
It's a shame I didn't collect fresh herbs. What the fuck is this supposed to mean?
Hey, lad. What do you want? Come here. Good to see you, lad.
Really? It seems to me I'm in your way.
Ha! Not at all. That poor fella didn't have anything interesting on him. But you might.
I'm almost as poor as that dead man there. I was just robbed of everything I had.
Well, that's some bad luck. Losing everything to...
Why do you think the poor dead man is lying here? He's far from the only one. I saved myself only because I swam naked across the pond.
Right. I was thinking to myself, there's nothing left here that's worth anything.
They even killed my dog here.
Oh, what a fucking mess. Clear off before I change my mind.
Before we part ways, have you seen a dog?
A dog? No, I haven't. But when I'm out at night, laying in wet... looking for work, I often hear wolves howling by the rocks near the pond.
What? Christ! I'm hit!
Damn! I'm bleeding!
No!
There's something lying over there. I hope it's not Mutt. Oh, a nice bit of venison. And something took a good bite of it. Could Mutt have been here? Dead. And robbed of everything, just like Capon left him. And there's no trace of Mutt. Mutt's nowhere around. Someone must have taken him in. It's not far to the herb woman's place. Maybe I should ask her whether she's seen him. Have you seen a stray dog around? I thought he was...
I'm sorry.
Oh, Sakra.
If I were a dog, I'd go to where there's food. There are plenty of fishermen around the pond, and...
Do you think he'd go and steal...
I don't know much about dogs. He could have run into the woods and started hunting. He wouldn't be the first or the last. There's a whole pack of wolves near Sameen these days. Maybe your dog's gone feral and is running around with them. Take care now. I apologize.
So, Pavlena, what have you left for me? Clothes. If she planned to run away, she'd have taken them with her. Like she got up and went straight out. She's got unfinished work here. Hey, This is a boy's cap. Does Pavlena wear it? Or did someone leave it here? There's nothing to eat here. I had a look in Pavlena's place.
And?
She's got unfinished work there.
Aye, she usually has a few on the go. But she took them to the market in Troskovitz. We've got nothing here but what we make ourselves, or find in the woods. Pavlena weaves baskets very nicely. Folk buy them from her.
She didn't pack up her stuff. I don't think she...
I told you, didn't I? Pavlena...
I found a cap there. A man's cap. I don't suppose Pavlena would wear something like that.
You're saying she had some young man here? I'd surely have noticed.
I don't know, good wife. I'm just saying what I found.
Could she have found herself a beau in Troskovitz? Take care.
What was that? You're not allowed here! Clear off! You can't just stroll in here! Get moving! That's it. Go now.
Huh? Oh, it's you. Sorry. Where are you heading, laddie?
I'm just passing through. Why?
If you're headed towards the Rock Tower Pond, make sure to avoid the abandoned barn.
What barn?
There's an old abandoned barn not far from here. Some vagabond has camped there. On the booze from morning till night. Right nuisance he is. I've tried to have a word, but the bastard came at me with an axe. That's why I warn passers-by, so they don't come to no harm.
I've come across him already too.
Hey, this is a boy's cap. Does Pavlena wear it?
Or did someone leave it here? I had a look in Pavlena's...
And?
She's got an...
Aye, we've got nothing. Pavlena.
She didn't pack...
I told...
I found a cap.
You're saying she had some young man. I'd surely...
I don't know, good wife.
Could she have found herself... Take care, my friend. Christ, pardon me.
Hey, this is a boy's cap. Does Pavlena wear it? Or did someone leave it here? I had a look.
And?
She didn't.
I
found her.
I'd surely.
I don't know.
Could she?
She's got unfinished.
Aye, we've got Pavlena. Take care, my friend.
Mother of God! Did you get hit by a horse?
Nobody.
That's nothing. Just a scratch.
Proud of it. Let's drink to that.
Greetings. What would you like?
Show me your wares.
Maybe next time, then. Good day.
God bless.
Good to... Careful!
Are those dice bad? That you're just letting them sit there?
And what...
Greetings to you. How can I help?
Excuse me, I'm looking for a...
Let me guess. A dirty ruffian who ain't got a groschen to his name but acts like he owns the bloody place.
He was here then?
Aye, he was. He was larging it up good and proper, and then he found some lads who paid his bill, unfortunately.
What do you mean by that? Why unfortunately?
Because they're right ruffians who are always up to no good, but still, birds of a feather, eh? In the end, they left like best pals, but I got no idea where...
My dog got...
I haven't seen any dogs round here for a while. Just the other day, a shepherd boy from Kopanina complained that his sheep were being...
Where can I find this shepherd?
Siegfried? He has a hut at Kopanina. It's...
And you haven't heard...
Here, in the tavern? No. But there was a fella here who gets by doing a bit of poaching. He said...
Do you know where that was?
How would I know where he goes hunting? But I'd say it was in the forest.
What's going on around here?
Vostatek, Lord von Bergoff's huntsman, is a regular here. He's got a cottage near Vidlark Pond. So if you know your way round the woods, you could go and... I hope he hasn't started drinking somewhere else. He's my best customer. One more thing. You're not going to believe this, but 2 local lads claim they found a water goblin's treasure.
You have a water goblin here?
It would be a wonder if we didn't, with all the ponds around. He's got a... If you follow the right bank of the Rock Tower Pond, you'll find it hidden in the reeds.
Where did you say the...
If you follow the...
And what did they find there?
I thought so too, at first. They're foolish lads, so I wouldn't be... But then they ordered wine, and paid with silver. Their purse was jingling with groschen.
Would you happen to know...
They often swim at the other side of the Rock Tower Pond. There's a pier there.
Any other news?
Recently, a bunch of charcoal burners who have their kilns on the hill above the Kerchak Pond came here to have a beer. I started talking to them and they told me they almost didn't make it.
Why?
They said a pack of wolves came after them.
Aren't wolves afraid of people?
That's what I thought too.
Did they tell you where...
In a gorge. If you climb up the...
Did they tell you...
They mentioned 3...
Do you have any more news?
By the way, we've put together this wee fight club.
That sounds good.
It actually came about by chance when the Miller Crazel and me, then other blokes from the village, joined in, and that's pretty much...
Thanks, innkeeper. I'd like something to eat, and
Well, and for how long?
just for tonight.
All right, then. Pay in advance and no whoring. Where...
Praise the Lord.
Same to you.
Christ! You look awful. Do you need any help?
Good to see you.
No thanks. It's not as bad as it looks.
See? It fits perfectly.
It does not fit. The stress is shifted to the wrong syllable in the second line, and in the last, you squashed 3 syllables into one iambus. I've heard tomcats wailing better songs.
Stick in the mud.
Bungler.
Nobody.
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Yes, and proud of it. Let's drink to that.
What are you two talking about then?
Ah, a peasant like you would never understand.
Well, looks can be deceiving. If I weren't so kind-hearted, you might annoy me with talk like that.
Wise counsel indeed. What's your name?
My name is Henry.
Then sit, noble Enrico, and give your verdict on our dispute.
Aye, don't be shy. Come and sit with us.
It's Henry. H-E-N... whatever.
Ah, any tanner or bathhouse boy could be called Henry. Enrico is nobilissimo.
Oh, for the love of God. Will you just tell me what you were discussing?
Ah, it's just that my dear friend George here is a vulgar louse who knows as much about the art of poetry as a baying donkey.
To tell the truth, my last encounter with verse didn't end all that well.
Really? Come on, let's discuss it over a beer.
Man to man, poet to poet.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say I was...
Sit.
So, are you going to tell me what you're talking about?
It's about nothing less than the very essence of the art of poetry.
And also about the fact that Michael here hasn't got his oats for ages and it's got his brain in a twist.
Kindly ignore our friend George here. He's been a simple soul ever since he was dropped on his head as a baby.
Freedom. I figured out poetry ain't to be found in inspiration from the muse. All the truth in the world is right there in ale, roast pig, and fucking.
To the point where fornication and drinking leave no time.
Aye, aye. Keep your head. As I said, he's not in his right mind. He once met an Italian poet, and ever since he thinks he's Dante Alighieri.
Alighieri, you dolt. So what do you think, Enrico? Where should a poet seek inspiration?
Well, I rather doubt it's to be found in beer or some wench's cleavage. Those might be nice to look at, but an artist should seek inspiration in higher things.
My very words. Let's drink to that.
However you look at it, you, my friend, as a worldly...
And highborn.
Clever.
Experienced.
Intrepid.
Unique.
In short, just the right fella.
You might be able to help us out with something.
What are you after?
Enrico, we are in need of an adventurer.
My name's Henry. H-E-N... something...
In short, Enrico, we're in need of an adventurer, a man of action, a man of goodwill, a man of knowledge, a man...
A fucking good fella.
A fellow who helps his fellow man. Aspiring minstrels.
If only you knew, mate, what genius is sleeping in our throats. Songs just waiting for a voice to raise you to the heights of glory.
Imagine it. An ode to Henry, the hapless, hoe-wielding hero, harassing the heartless hordes of
humans?
That's it! Hark! Henry the Lionheart! The only thing missing for you to achieve glory is...
A lute! We need a lute!
All right, but where would I even get a thing like that?
In the words of the poet, una volta corre il cane, e una...
And finding it won't be hard. We've done a bit of snooping, and there's only one in these parts.
It's hanging all forlorn on a wall at the carpenter's in Troskovitz.
It ain't no use to him, but he won't sell it, the type.
While if it were in our hands...
In our hands, it will sing like a nun on Sunday.
And it will be the torch lighting our way from...
Torch? Shit, you want to fucking burn it?
It's a metaphor.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Please just quieten down for a bit.
One beer.
God be with you, neighbour.
Do you really think Henry can handle it? You know what the carpenter said. He won't sell that loot for a king's ransom.
Don't lose faith, my friend. He'll handle it
Are
just
you blind?
right. Perhaps he'll make a deal with the old man. Either way, it won't cost us... thing anyway. And to change the subject.
God be with
You don't look too good. You should see the sawbones.
Well, at least I have an excuse. You look like shit all the time.
My God! What happened to you?
I got a bit of a scratch somewhere. It's nothing.
Mother of God!
Do you want me to do the same to you?
God be with you.
God bless you.
So this is where the merchant's wagon tipped over. Everything floating here must be his. Poor fella.